What's up, guys? Back to work on the Horten. Remember I said I was gonna mount a camera in this? Well, that's what I've been working on. Had to get off of it for a little bit because you got to take care of necessities. But in the meantime, but during that time, I had a chance to stop at the hobby store and get a few things. And one of the things I said I needed to get was some Lexan so I can make a clear glass to this canopy here. Now, what they had was some clear polyester. Now, they had several sizes of this. This is a sheet of 7 by 11, and the thickness of it is 0.020 centimeters, which is thick enough. They had some that was thicker, but this is thick enough. Now, I'm taking a page from Steve at Killer Planes. He showed how to make a clear glass to your canopy when you want to add a camera. And he used a nice thick piece of Lexan that he needed a circular a saw to cut it with. He used an electric saw. I could have used my Dremel if I needed, but at looking at it, two things made me think. One, do you really need it that thick? Because the canopy isn't all that thick at all. Now this isn't thick. It's only, like I said, 0.020 centimeters. And it's thicker than this. So, and honestly, this will do. Plus, I can cut it with my barber scissors, which makes it real easy to work with. And secondly, the price. This sheet cost me $2.99. The thicker sheets are like $5 and up. I'm like, wow. But this is perfect, and it'll last me quite a while because it's not, especially if you need something to make some clear glass or whatever. This is what you can get, and it's flexible, and then easy to cut, easy to work with. It's got plastic film on this side, plastic film on the back side. That way, when you get it cut and mount it the way you want it, pull the film off, and you got a clear glass. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Now, this is the canopy here off of the Horten. And I already went on and cut out that center glass, but I taped it back just so I can show you what I mean. When you mount a camera in here, that's what you're going to get. You see, it's not clear. And it's going to have a distorted picture when you're flying and you're taking videos. You're going to have a distorted picture because that canopy is not clear. I'm going to rip this out. Like I said, I just taped it in there. We want to have that center glass clear so that we can get some clear pictures. And we can't leave it wide open or you're going to get a rush of air in there and create drag, blow it all up, and so forth. So that's why I took this and I, using the original as a template, I cut out some out of this clear polyester, and I cut it a little larger on the corners because we need some glue space on the corners here, and I trimmed off the plastic just off the top, off the edges here, so we can have a place to put the glue. But we left the centerpiece here with the plastic on it because we want to keep that clear as we keep it clean as we're working with it, and if anything sticks to it, it won't distort I'm going to say this distort the glass. And I kept the back on as well too. And I got a piece of tape here, so when we're done, we can just rip it right off, and we're ready to roll. So I got my camera mounted. If any of you ever seen my little mini DVD camera, this is it. Now I was debating over how to get this thing mounted in. With this on like so. I was trying to figure out how to put it in from the top. I was thinking maybe, here, let me put this on there so I can hang on to it. I was thinking of maybe having some kind of hatch on top, but then that made things a little complicated, and I want this to be a simple flying plane. Because like I said, this is going to be my flyer when I get off of work, and I don't want anything complicated because my mind's already shot, and I'm tired. So when I get off work and go to the airfield, I just want something that I can turn on my transmitter, pop the battery in, and go. And so going in from the top is out of the question. Because then, like I said, I was trying to figure out how to cut a hatch, and that would have forget it. But the easiest way was going in from the bottom. So just stick it right, got a hole cut right here in the bottom, a little bit of soft foam there to help give it a little drag so it doesn't come out. Push it in, and there you have it. That's it. Quick and simple as quick and simple. I turn it on before I push it in though. And probably put a little tape at the bottom just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. But that's all you need to hold that in. So, main thing, like I said, we were trying to clear up this glass. Now, I already got this trimmed. Keep in mind, when you do this, you want to use a brand new X-Acto when you cut that out. And I already did that. And you're going to, it's a little riggedy, but like I said, this isn't a show bird. We smoothen it out as best we can. It's not a show bird. We just wanted to take pictures. Now I've already fitted this and trimmed it. And all we gotta do is pop it in like so. And we're set. Now I got my little mini glue gun here. If you guys ever want a mini glue gun, something to hit small spots or small projects, go to Dollar General or Dollar Tree or wherever you are, whatever it's called. $3.95, and they got a bag of glue sticks, $1.50. So if you want to go cheap, because you gotta economize nowadays. keep the expense of the shop down. This is the way to go. So we're only gonna do the three sides for now: the long sides and the top. And we can hit the bottom last because that's easy to get to. Plus, two, we don't want this glue to dry before we can get the glass in there. So we're going to hit it real quick. And this is nice because it lays down a thin bead. If you're going to, like I said, if you go to Dollar General to get this, and it's in the sewing section. So I'm assuming that you ladies, some of these ladies out here use hot glue for their dresses or whatever. Well, you know what? Thanks, ladies. I'm using it to get my planes going. And like I said, just a thin line is all we need. Something my big industrial glue gun couldn't do. So we'll put on a nice thin line. Forgot to put some trim in here, but that's okay. With that thin line, we'll be fine. I had to put some tape in there to make sure that it didn't get anywhere else, but we're good. Now once we set it, oops, see, there you go. That's why you leave the plastic on. I had some glue on my fingers, and it hit the plastic. But when we pull the plastic off, we'll be good. Let that dry for a bit. Get it to dry. Look, that's looking good. Okay, now it's not moving. All right, now all right, guys, guess what? I glued the wrong side. But fortunately, the plastic saved it. Yeah, I was wondering what was wrong. Something didn't look right. I glued the wrong side. But we're good. The plastic saved it. So we just put that back on like so. And we hit it again. See? That's why you want to take your time and be careful. See, I might be a great builder, but I make mistakes. But we're able to correct this real easy without any problem. But that's why you leave that plastic on, because it came right off. And we want to put the side on that doesn't have the plastic that we trimmed off. Now, this is the trim side. Let's get her in there. It's got just a slight little bit of curvature to it. That's why I didn't want anything, the thicker stuff, because the thicker stuff isn't flexible. This is flexible. It's got a little bit of curve to it at the top. And with this, all I got to do is just put a little pressure in the center. It'll match the curve. And when the glue dries, it's set in place. So that's why I didn't get the thicker stuff. Didn't need it. That was kind of overkill. But this seems to be working great. Okay. Oh yeah, it worked great. Alright. That's set in there nice. I'm going to put a little extra on it, on those sides, because we don't want, last thing we want is this windshield popping out. So we're going to put a little extra in there. We don't need too much. Just enough to fill in that little gap. And like I said, this little glue gun, you can get right into those little spots without making a mess. And it puts out a nice thin bead. Pull that back a little bit. There we go. Yeah, this little thing puts out a nice thin bead. Now we secure the front. And it's also nice that it's not so hot that it melts the plastic. Now let's secure that rear, because that rear is where we want that curve. Get it all up in there. And we hold it in place. Blowing on it helps that glue dry quicker. And it's a nice thing about using that hot glue. Blow it a little bit and it dries quicker. You know what? Let me speed it. Let me zoom in on this. I didn't zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing. Here, is that better? Can you see that a little better? Yeah. Yeah, it's already dry. It's got a little bit of excess, very little excess. You can easily trim that off with an X-Acto. Now I'm going to pull the plastic. Actually, you can't see it at all from the inside side. That's good. Alright, let's pull the plastic here. The inside plastic and whatever excess is coming with it, which works nicely. Now we got to try to get that inner one here, the outer one. Let's see here. Got a little excess right there. You can trim that off real quick. So I'm using a sharp X-Acto. With a sharp X-Acto, it comes right off. Alright, that's got that. Now let's trim some more. Just got a little bit of trim here to get. A little bit excess glue. You can easily trim that off. Cut away from the glass. That way you don't scratch it. Make sure that rear looks good. You gotta cut that excess off there too. Oh, I thought it was a scratch. Turned out it was just a string of glue. Clear the strings, because you will make strings with this glue. And we're done. Let me show you guys how that looked. See that? We're done. Let me show you how it looks. See that? Give me a second to show you how this looks. Now, look how clear that is. We'll be able to make some very pretty videos. See how clear that is? Now look, here's a side view. See how dull that is? That's the way it originally would be. Here's a forward view, the way the camera will be facing. See how clear that is? We're going to make some good videos out of that. It's got a couple little strings in there. And we're cleaning them out and we're good. See that? And here's our hatch with the canopy. And when I glue this back on, the camera, as you can see, is right there. That's where the camera is, and the camera will be looking right through the glass. That's perfect. I have to say, that is freaking perfect. So, but that's what we got here. That's done. I wanted to show you guys how easy that was to do. If ever you have a plane, let me pull this glue gun off real quick, because I'm going to go ahead and trim the canopy a little bit more, put a little paint on it, and glue it down with the glue gun. And then we jump on the decals. Oh, like I said with the decals, I said I was going to paint some on, but that's going to be a little bit of hassle because while I was at the hobby place, all I did was pick up some decal paper. Now these are water transfers. They're made by testers. If you guys ever want any. Making decals have come a long way since when I first started. When I first started, you can buy a big sheet of decal paper and paint it or whatever and transfer it on. Now you got your printers that you can print it up with. And I'm like, wow, this has come a long way. Price wise too, $11.99 for this. But it's got 6 sheets that are 5.5 by 8.5, which is great. It's enough to work. They got clear and white. They only had the clear. I wanted the white because that would have been great. That would have worked great right there. So that's no big deal because, like I said, I'm making my decals by hand, and we're gonna be putting those on real soon. But this is what I got using decal paper. Actually, it was real easy. All I did was just take one of the sheets, take some white spray it lightly with white until it was all covered, and there you go. You have it. So I got my white. But that's it for now. I might make you another video later. Right now, I'm just trying to get ready uh, for the Toledo show next weekend. Yeah, I'm going to Toledo. I hope to see some of you guys out there. Billy D, of course, is going to be out there, and the guys from Billy D's in Akron, and the guys from Flight Test, Josh, and Dave, and all those other guys that work with them. They're from Massillon, Ohio, and hopefully Tinkerman Tim, he comes all the way from Florida to come out there. But anybody else, I hope to see you out there too. So, in the meantime, take it easy, enjoy this nice spring weather. Oh, almost forgot. The Hellcat's coming along nicely. As soon as I jump off the Horten, I'm gonna get back on the Hellcat. All it needs right now is just to have some weathering done on it. I'm making a decal for the nose art, and I want to put some weathering on it. That way it doesn't look so pretty. We want it to look like it's been through a little combat. And I'm gonna pan over here for you guys to see this. I dug out my Deuces Wild. Have you guys ever seen this baby fly? Oh yeah. My videos, earlier videos, you see, there's my Deuces Wild sitting there on the closet door. I dug that baby out. All she needs is I got a couple new batteries coming. Put some new props on it, balance her out, and she's ready to go. So I'll get that big Deuces Wild. Yeah, to give you an idea how big it is, it's sitting on the closet door. And that calendar is at my head. So that gives you an idea how big it is. Yeah, that big old twin engine. I love my twin engines. So anyway, you guys take it easy, and we'll see you next time.